just casually watching Gabby's video. Also, wow, look, you know I was wearing a black t-shirt in like another video. So just to disclaim, this is another black t-shirt. It has this. You're not even in the shot, bro. Okay, so anyway, change of location. Cause my room is like under construction. So I've literally moved into another room and it has laundry at that side, but whatever, we're gonna deal. Anyway, I think this room has like better lighting. So that's great. Okay, so we're gonna do like a book review slash book haul kind of thing.
But it's like not our books.
Yeah, but I mean it's not our books.
It's a library book haul.
It's a library. Okay, right? Actually, libraries are super good places to get books.
Yeah.
Highly recommend 1010. And if you're in Singapore, NLB has a really good selection of books.
NLB is the only library we have.
Okay, but anyway, so yeah, these are books that we've read in September. Well, I read them in September. She's reading them now, so that's like October.
Yeah.
So September / October. Actually, I think these books are overdue. Are they?
No.
You haven't read some of these books?
Yeah, so just start.
Okay, let's just start with this. So this is the first book. Sam actually borrowed this book for me.
Yeah, it's the second book.
Yeah, as in it's the first book I read. It's the second book in this series. Yeah. Which, if you don't know, is the If I Stay series. I think I have the first book. And what do you think of it? You read the first book also, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I read it a long time ago.
But what do you think of it?
It was okay. I read it when I was like 4 or something. Okay. Like, I didn't understand.
So the book is basically about this girl who's damn good at cello.
Yeah,
and
she dies.
Yeah, she dies. She gets into a accident with her family and the rest of her family dies. And she's the only one who's alive.
But she's in like a coma.
But she's in a coma, but it's, you know, like
her spirit's like
yeah, it's like that movie like Just Like Heaven with Mark Ruffalo and what's her name? The Legally Blonde girl. Reese Witherspoon. That movie is really cute. But anyway, so yeah, it's kind of like that where she has like this out of body experience and she can see what's going on. And then her boyfriend is there and her boyfriend's like also into music but the complete opposite, which is rock music. He's in a band. So basically this second book follows the first book is in the girl's perspective and now this second book is in the guy's perspective. So this is but then if I say this I would technically spoil the end of the last book.
No, don't do that.
So then what should I do?
You're gonna cut away to spoiler section now.
I will just insert a really big word like spoiler start and then at the end of it I'll put spoiler end so you can skip to after that. Okay, but anyway, so what happens at the end of the last book is basically that they break up. That's the huge conclusion. She wakes up but they break up. And it's quite dumb, but anyway, so this book is like him being all moany and sad. They broke up and now his band is like really successful, and actually the whole reason why they got successful in the first place was because he broke up with her, and because he was so angsty he wrote music for their breakup and that got really huge and that's how they became so popular. But then he's kind of like, you know, it's like the whole life of celebrity and he's drinking, partying and like everyone, you know, that kind of lifestyle, and it's kind of hard on him. Okay, but anyway, I have to say that this book I feel is a lot better than the first book. I was kind of like meh on the first book, but this book I think is worth the read even if you haven't read the first book, because honestly I don't really think you need to read the first book to read this book. Yeah, because you can still you still can get it, and it's very interesting because at the start of each chapter they actually have lyrics, and these lyrics are from the songs that he supposedly wrote. And actually at the end of the book, wait, can I find it? Yeah, at the end of the book they have like whole songs with like all the lyrics. I was trying to search online like for the songs and if anyone actually sang and prepared tracks for them, but they did not. I am sad. Okay, yeah, so anyway, not too bad, worthwhile read. I think his perspective is more interesting than hers. Okay, moving on, let's go to this one, The sky is everywhere. Sam read this book as well.
But I read this before her.
Yeah, she read this way before.
Yeah.
I only read this recently. This is by Jandy Nelson, and if you haven't read Jandy Nelson's other book, which is I'll Give You the Sun,
go.
It's so good. Oh my goodness. So yeah, it's so good. This book is,
it can't compare.
it's different.
It pales in comparison.
Okay, to be fair, this is the book she wrote before I'll Give You the Sun.
I can't believe that.
I think it's okay. The premise of the book is a bit strange because it's about this girl and her sister passes away. So kind of, and after that it's just her dealing with it, because you know it's the whole, oh, I'm living in my sister's shadow, my sister's the outgoing one, then I'm shy and quiet, you know, and I have to deal with that. And so she kind of is dealing with her grief, and that's when like a love triangle starts. But this is a really strange love triangle because one of the people involved is the sister's ex, well, sister's boyfriend, but ex since she's dead. So the sister's ex-boyfriend, and then the other one is just like a completely new guy. So yeah, I think there's this one part where it's like, oh, one helps her remember and the other helps her forget, or something. Something like that. It's a bit weird in a sense where I think it's really strange that you're getting together with your sister's,
but then
your dead sister's boyfriend. But also,
kind of understand.
Yeah,
it's like a weird understanding.
She's going through a hard time,
and like they both knew the sister, I guess.
Yeah, and I think there's this one part of the book where they kind of explain it a bit in nice ways, in the sense where it's like, oh, both of them are the two people that the sister loved the most, and by being together, it was as if like putting two very big parts of her back together again, something like that. That was really nice, and I was like, oh, okay. And then that was the point when I kind of felt like, okay, I get it.
Maybe.
But also her and the new guy, Joe. Is his name Joe?
Yeah, Joe.
Yeah, Joe is really cute. I find Joe super charming.
But also it was like, there was romance, but there wasn't romance.
Yeah, I think it's mostly about her. It's also kind of interesting because throughout the book they have
like like stuff that she wrote.
Yeah, they have like okay, where like for example they have this where it's kind of like a random page before a chapter, or like sometimes it's in the middle of a chapter, and it's things that she wrote on like scraps of paper,
and then she just like threw it on the ground.
Yeah, she just writes random,
like everywhere.
Yeah, like pieces of paper on trees, on like in the toilet, you know, like on the side of the wall, things like that.
It's just like random.
Yeah, but they're all very sad, they're all related to her sister. But either way, I think this book is not bad, right? Yeah. I mean,
I didn't love it, but I read it.
I'll Give You the Sun is definitely better. But this book is not that far behind. The premise is a bit weird, but you kind of get over it.
Yeah. I just read this.
Eliza and Her Monsters. This is actually a fairly new book. So can you imagine, the library has a new book, okay, right?
Yeah, I picked it.
The librarians keep up with the newest trends. But yeah, so this is, if you don't know, this book is called Eliza and Her Monsters, and it's by Francesca Zappia. And I think this author has another book called Meet You Up. Yeah, which is about, I think that one's about schizophrenia or something like that. And apparently it's really good, but I have, what is this?
Oh, it's a reference.
From us or from?
Yeah, from me.
Sam, you were gonna leave a wrapper in the book.
Then I was gonna throw it, but if the book was there, then there was no dustbin, so I just...
There was like a little wrapper that she just like inserted in this.
I'm gonna throw it eventually.
Sam,
I need my money in here.
Okay, the weird thing about library books is that sometimes you'll just find random bits of paper inside the book. Like sometimes it's
their receipt.
Yeah, it's their receipt that they used as a bookmark, or sometimes it's just other things that it's like randomly slotted in the book, and you're like, okay.
No, No, like one time I bought this book and then there was a post-it here and they were like, this book is really cute, you should borrow it too. And I was like, okay, sure. I mean, random person, I will.
I think it's kind of cool in that sense where you get like this sense of someone else read this book before you. And sometimes I think the library book receipt is kind of interesting also because you can see
what else.
Yeah, what else they read. And if they, I mean, if they pick this book, it's kind of like you guys probably have the same taste.
Yeah.
So I think that's cool. I don't know how. What are you doing? Tell her you're filming a video. A video. let me text her. Why? She's your friend, right? Back to Eliza and her monsters. The book is surrounds like this girl called Eliza, and she is a web comic drawer kind of thing. Yeah, and like online. So she draws her comics and she posts it online, and it's a business. It's a legit business.
Yeah,
earning
she
her
like sells merchandise.
Yeah, earning her money, and
like
she
crazy.
Yeah, and she has like these other online friends who kind of help her manage her business.
Cause it's too big.
Yeah, because it's too big for one person.
Yeah.
Anyway, so but the thing is, no one knows that she's this really famous, kind of rich, very talented webtoon drawer, and her parents don't understand what's going on. Her parents are like, you know, the kind of...
Her parents just think it's for fun.
Yeah.
And she just thinks like a small chip. They don't know it's so big.
Yeah.
They don't know she is rich.
Her parents are like, oh, my child is like antisocial and I don't know what she's doing.
So she's always in her room, always on the computer, you know.
Kind of like those stereotypical, oh, my parents don't understand me, they don't understand this new age of technology, and they keep bragging on me about my online friends, but they are friends. Yeah, which I think is an interesting topic. Like, you know, there's this one part where she talks about having online friends and how like when she texts her friends, her parents are always like, oh, that's so rude, put your phone away, you know. Whereas let's say if she was having a face-to-face conversation with someone, her parents wouldn't be like, oh, that's so rude, stop talking to your friend. But it's kind of the same thing in today's world. Any comments you have on this book?
You haven't know that she meets the boy.
Oh yeah, okay, okay, right. Of course she has to meet a boy. But anyway, so the main crux of like the plot of this book is that she meets this guy, and this guy is a fan of her webcomic, and he thinks that she is also just a fan. He doesn't know that she's actually the writer. And
then like she don't tell him.
Yeah,
and then they just like
a
relationship.
And everyone in school is like, ooh.
Yeah.
You know, everyone in school just kind of thinks like she's just invisible in school. Like no one knows who the hell she is. Anyway, so yeah, and it's basically just following that plot, and eventually, obviously with this kind of plot, you know that people will find out. Yeah. So I wouldn't really call that a spoiler, because I mean, you anticipate that there's the rise and the fall of the book. Yeah. Okay, so I think this book is really interesting because it has, where is it? It has like actual drawings. So sometimes it has these things where it's like, oh, this is her avatar and like her profile page and stuff. And other times they have, where is it? Like, for example, like this, where it's like real, this is like a sketch, but she has real drawings of like the actual.
Yeah, and then there are words too.
Yeah. Like for example, like this, where it's the drawing and like a story to it, which I think is very interesting.
Yeah, so it's like a story within a story.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, fangirl. If you've read fangirl, it's like fangirl.
And the story kind of parallels also what like a bit kind of what's going on with her. Oh, anyway, okay, so cut. Spoilers. But yeah. Okay, so in the end, obviously they find out, and then her parents kind of like review everything.
Because they think it's so small, so they just put it in this newspaper.
Her parents are so dumb, like.
But like also,
they tried
so hard to be supportive, and they were like.
Okay, like her parents and her don't really have a good relationship because she feels like her parents really don't understand her, which I get. But also at the same time, I find it slightly annoying at times because she's always like, oh, no one understands me, my parents don't understand me, you know, that kind of thing. But she never really bothers to explain explain herself, I think, which to me is kind of annoying because it's like, how can you expect like a two-way relationship if you just keep expecting people to know what you're thinking without even saying anything? Like, okay, basically her family is like the opposite of her. Like, she has 2 younger brothers and her parents, and they're all very like active, outdoorsy like kind of people, which is like the opposite of her. That's what you feel like. Except she's the sporty one and everyone else in our family is like, let's stay home. I think her brothers are really cute though, because her brothers know what's going on. Like, they know how famous she is, and they also get kind of pissed at her parents. Okay, so what happens is that she's like in her senior year, and in their hometown, like every senior gets like a picture in the newspaper, and they
a parent or something.
Yeah, and then a parent or like someone close to them writes a short little
paragraph.
Yeah, like a paragraph about them, kind of thing.
About under their picture.
Yeah, it's just tradition. And for her parents talk about the webtoon series that she writes, thinking that, oh, it's just small, no one's gonna know what's going on, and they use it like because they want to connect with her. But because it's actually such a huge deal, everyone picks it up like all over the globe, and now her identity is revealed. So she no longer has the anonymity that she's been trying so hard to keep. So yeah, and then also the guy that she ends up dating him. So yeah. Okay, Wallace.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, but Wallace is so cute because like he's super sporty, but he's so artsy.
Yeah, he has a dark past. I mean, I'm not gonna spoil it because I don't really think that's very relevant to, you know, it doesn't need to be spoiled. But anyway, but there's one part where like he gets kind of douchey, like.
Yeah, but then he snaps out a bit, but it's a really quick snap.
Yeah, okay.
Like, why so sad?
Okay,
so gonna be mean, just
right.
Be mean.
Okay, so basically what happens is that, okay, so he finds out, and then after that, there's this one, like near the end of the book, she talks about how she can't draw anymore, like she doesn't,
like, cause the series is finishing.
Yeah, the series is finishing,
but then like she doesn't want to finish it anymore because she doesn't want to draw. And
then like she's getting quite a lot of hate from people, and like quite a lot of media backlash from the review of her identity. So she kind of just not feeling it anymore, and she doesn't want to finish it. But the thing is, Wallace is writing a book about her because he's a fan, right? He's a really big fan. He's writing a book. So hers is like drawings plus like small dialogue, but he's writing like the written form of her story in book form, and it's about to be published. But the thing is, they can't publish his book if they don't know how the story ends. So she needs to finish her drawing before he can publish his book. Yeah, and because she doesn't want to finish it, he gets really upset at her.
Yeah, because like, it's his dream. I guess he's really passionate about it. And then like his family isn't supportive of it. Yeah. So this would like prove that like, hey, I can do something.
And so because of that, he kind of like snaps and loses it, which I think is kind of like, it was just really sudden and out of the blue, and then also suddenly he just gets over it really quickly also. So I kind of feel it's a bit like, oh, you know, you kind of just want to throw in conflict there just for the sake of having conflict, but
like he didn't need to be so.
Yeah, you know, like like I feel like if you were gonna put in the conflict, you needed to like build it up a bit more at the start, or just not have it at all. Cause yeah. But anyway, that's the only criticism I really have of this book, like his character, and also sometimes, like I said before, she gets a bit annoying at times.
She has like anxiety though.
She has anxiety,
but it's not obvious.
I mean, I don't know. It sounds like I'm not sympathetic to her situation.
Yeah, no,
but also, like,
so it was just like there for the sake of being there. I don't know. And I feel like natural.
And sometimes I
feel like because it's like, oh, she's this internet person, which means she has to have some form of
and it's just, I don't know, it's like the whole very stereotypical, oh, I'm so antisocial because I'm a teenager, and no one gets me because I'm a teenager and I have all my friends are online. It's like, I don't
calm yourself.
But anyway, it's a good read. Like,
and it's quite fast.
It's quite fast. It's really fast. Letters to the Lost. Have you read this? No, right? So this is the first time you're gonna hear it. It's actually, I randomly picked up this book, and okay, so what happens in the library is that sometimes I'll pick out books and I'll read the blurb, and when I'm undecided on how the blurb is, I'll search it on Goodreads and see the rating. So this book has, I think, like a 4.4 on Goodreads, which is like really high, and I was like quite surprised. Cause I'm not gonna lie, I judge a book by its cover, and this cover is meh. And like, look at the bag, like, you know, this kind of bag is like, yeah. But anyway, so I borrowed it because it was a 4.4, and I read it, and it was actually not bad. Like, yeah, she would. Okay, the story surrounds basically this girl called Juliet, and the story starts off with her mom passed away, and she goes to her grave and like places, and she writes letters to her mom. Then on the other side, there's this guy, cause there's always a guy, called Declan, and Declan is like a, okay, he's what's known as a stereotypical bad boy to everyone else. Like, he gets into fights, he's actually, the only reason why he's in the graveyard is because he's doing community service for crime. And that's why he's in the grave, because he's like cleaning, that's part of his community service. He finds her letter and he writes back to her the letter, and at first she gets very upset because she's like, the heck, who's this guy who's writing to replying to the letter that I wrote to my mom, like my dead mom, what the heck. But anyway, so eventually they become friends and they get together. Neither of them know, they go to the same school, but neither of them know who each other are. So it's quite funny in that sense, because they actually they had a few interactions in school, but they didn't know who each other were. Like, they didn't know it was this person that I was talking to. But yeah, so there's a lot of things that happen, and okay, I think this book is really interesting in the sense where it shows you that, I think the main driving, I guess, moral of the book is that people aren't always what they seem. Like, for example, everyone is really scared of Declan, like even the teachers and other students. But he's actually not a bad guy. He's just really is it a cliche? He's just really misunderstood. Like, honestly speaking, he's just really very misunderstood. And even the people that we hold up to, and like the people that we cherish, I don't know how to say it without like spoiling the book.
Don't spoil it, I'm here.
Okay, but yeah, okay, so it's just like not judging a book by its cover, and then knowing that there's always parts of people that we don't know. And yeah, I think it's a good moral, and it is brought out in a really in a way.
Okay.
There's this one like kind of plot twist part at the end, which I think reinforces that moral.
Okay.
But yes. Okay, but one thing I have to say is that honestly, sometimes the girl in the book, Juliet, she gets a bit like on your nerves sometimes, because she's very, very dramatic. Very, very dramatic. I don't know what I have against all these, like, I don't know, but yeah, she grates on your nerves a bit, but it's fine. And Declan is really cute. Okay, but yes, moving on. Sam is literally like
missing my bookmark.
Like from here, yeah. So maybe like 10 pages in.
Wow. Wait, let's check. I'm 32.
Sam is the slowest reader you have ever met. Like, actually the slowest. Yeah. Okay, this book called Famous. This is also quite a recent book.
Yeah.
Well,
not many people have seemed to read it.
Not many people have seemed to read it. It's quite new. I think because the concept itself is quite new. Like, the premise of the story is based on, like, you know, like kind of like Alex from Target, or what's his name?
I was like, you know, I read this, I was like, that was that person. They took the photo of that one person. It was so famous.
You know, then he went on Ellen and stuff
like that.
And,
Alex, that's your name.
Yeah, Alex from Target. And but that kind of like how one small like a picture or a video or something like that suddenly goes really viral, and it's only cause the person in that
is cute.
Yeah, the person in the picture slash video is attractive. And basically this plot follows that. So this book is called #famous, and it follows this girl from this school, from this small town, and basically there's this guy that she likes who I think is a year older maybe, and he works at a burger joint, and one day she is like, haha, that's Alex from Target. But anyway, so yeah, so this guy works at a burger joint. One day I think she like takes a picture and she sends it to her friend, and her friend like posts it with a S? No, yeah, right? Her friend posted it online. We look like stereotypical Asians who like, can't speak English or something.
We are smart.
Are we?
I am smart.
Okay, but anyway, so yeah, then so either way the video gets online, it goes viral in like hours,
and then the hashtag is like, I like fries with that.
Hashtag I like fries with that.
Yeah, it is to me.
And then it's quite funny. It's quite funny because honestly it's the kind of thing you can imagine happening in real life right now.
But then you like,
and it's like, and okay, because he's working on the shift, so he doesn't have his phone, he doesn't know what's going on.
So it's alternative perspective. So the first one of the girl, then she like takes the phone and she posts it, right? Then the next one it goes to him. It's still in the same day. Yeah, it's in the same day. So this goes viral in a matter of like hours, minutes, hours, and then basically suddenly there's all these girls come into the burger joint, and they all say like fries, and then people like dare each other, then like I dare you to say it,
and then all the girls like laughing,
then they'll be like, I like fries with that, and they'll be like, and they all like giggle, and then like
he's so confused. He's like, what the?
But like okay, then he sells them the fries,
and then literally
and they run out of fries. Everybody keeps trying fries. Like, I like fries with that.
Everyone keeps coming to ask for fries. It's honestly the weirdest thing ever, but it's so relatable. Like, it's realistic. This could happen. This probably happened to that damn Alex from Target kid. And okay, so because it goes viral, you know how the internet works these days, like a lot of news people come in, and his fame is like rapidly rising. His Instagram followers are like wow, in the 100,000k kind of thing. And then what happens? Oh, he gets picked up by like a Ellen show, you know, but obviously they don't call it Ellen because copyright, but like that kind of thing. And she kind of gets like he finds out that she's the one who kind of started it all, and she gets a lot of hate for posting the picture. I think a lot of people like, I don't know what, I don't know why they hate her. Yeah, because I think obviously because she posted the picture, it was obvious that she found him attractive and that she was like kind of crushing on him, and then everyone kind of found out about it, and they were all like, oh, you're so ugly, how can you ever think that someone as attractive as him is gonna ever like someone as unattractive as you, and think, you know how mean the internet can be sometimes. So that's what happens. So he's basically getting a lot of fame and she's just getting a lot of hate, which is kind of sad. And it alternates between their perspective, and eventually they both get roped into doing this like TV show thing. And okay, yeah, I guess it just progresses from there. I would say that this book is not bad. It's a really cute read, and I think the dialogue is quite interesting. One thing I would say is that there's never really like a, I don't know, like, you know, there's never really a driving plot to this book. It's like the main plot of it just happens right at the beginning, where okay, this entire thing sparks off, but after that in the end it's kind of like, okay, how do I end it? Like, you know, there's never really another like they try to create one, but there's never really a proper like arc, you know, like, oh, you know, like when you write a story, that kind of thing, like oh, the character arc, rise and fall. There's never really a proper arc for this book. Like it kind of happens like at the start, phew, like that, and then it goes on and there's like a small bump and then it ends. And that's it.
I'm not there yet.
Yeah, she is not even.
I'm in the middle.
Yeah, you're right in the middle of the top. But anyway, so yeah. One thing I also have to say about this book is that it alternates perspectives. So you can see how the perspective changes between the guy and the girl. And one thing I would say is that sometimes I think that the guy's view of the girl is not very accurate. What's their name? I can't remember. Rachel and Kyle. Okay, so I think Kyle's perspective of Rachel is kind of warped sometimes. Like, because when you read her perspective and see what she's thinking in that same moment, and when you read what he thinks of her, what he thinks she's thinking, it's just like there seems to be a mismatch, you know. Like occasionally I feel like, cause okay, so there's like one example would be, oh, she's very like she's feeling very sad about all the hate, she's feeling very angry, she's feeling very insecure, but to him, when it changes to his perspective, he looks at her and thinks that she isn't affected at all. Like he thinks that she's the kind of person that isn't affected by this kind of thing, or like she doesn't act very affected, so therefore he thinks like, oh, it's fine, you know.
But that could be like a moral in
yeah,
itself. Just like don't like,
yeah,
you can know a person but not know a person.
I'm not sure whether it's intentional or not. Like I honestly can't tell, but sometimes I think like, let's say if you're gonna like get into a relationship with someone, if your perception of them is not what they actually are, then obviously there's a problem. Like that's not good.
I guess, yeah.
This is called Sometimes We Tell the Truth. And wow, isn't that's a good title. Yeah. It's all I can say. Like that's honestly what.
But like we picked it up on a whim, you know?
Yeah, we picked it up on a whim. And
it looks cute.
Like look at the, if you read the story, all these pictures will make sense.
Yeah.
Sam is only halfway through the book.
I just hopped, like, because you know I had to take a break from this.
Okay, this book is kind of a slog to get through a little bit. Like I took a break too, but not as long. Yeah, not as long. But anyway, okay. So the premise of this book is that it's this class of students and they are going to see the Washington Monument. Yeah, the Washington Monument. And so they are like on a road trip, they're on the bus, and they're like, oh, class trip, yeah. Anyway, it's all kind of awkward, like everyone's in their own cliques lah, you know, as classes are. And then the teacher's like, hey, let's all bond and tell stories. And then everyone's like, oh, that's so lame. What the heck? But then
then he like tells them like whoever tells the best story gets like an automatic A in his class. And like because it's like senior year or something and they're all gonna graduate, so they like need that A. So they all just start telling the stories.
Yeah. So everyone gets to tell one story, and I think they pick out the names, right?
At first, but then sometimes people are just like, I wanna go next, because like they have something to say after that story. They're like, I need to get my opinions out. Yeah, but they try to randomly pick.
Yeah. Okay, but anyway, so they tell their stories, and that's the premise of the book, and I think that was quite interesting in the sense where everyone's story kind of revealed a little bit about themselves. And I think it goes back to that whole, oh, you never really know a person. Like even with this story that they're telling, right, you still have no idea what's going on, you know? Like you just see a glimpse into their true personality, and what you know of them or what you hear of them is not necessarily the person that they are.
Yeah, and like you gotta infer from their stories like what you're trying to say. Like why are you saying this story? Like,
because the story
to tell, why is it that you must say this?
Yeah, because the stories are all fictional.
Yeah.
So and when you tell fictional stories, usually some part of like your subconscious just naturally seeps into the story, you know, like something that you feel very strongly about will just naturally like
Like there has to be some sort of reason.
Yeah. Some stories are really weird.
Honestly, all the stories are kind of nasty.
All the stories are really sexual.
Yeah, like there's nothing else in their brain except like get your mind out of the gutter.
I guess it's realistic in the sense where like they're all hormonal teenagers, but also like
it's too much.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, our teacher is there.
I don't know if maybe because this is America, like set in America, and maybe y'all in America are like
what?
Real sexual, but if this was in Singapore or like in Asia, most Asian communities, it's like, hey,
there's something, go to the counselor.
Like people don't even say the word sex.
Keep it real low.
Real low key. Especially like if a teacher is around.
Yeah, it's like, girl, you keep your mouth shut.
Like you ain't gonna say anything.
Don't even exist.
It's like what? Sex? What? Never heard of that. It follows the main. This is the main guy, main character, I guess. It's called this guy called Jeffrey, and yeah, I mean basically that's just the entire book, and it's kind of strange. Like the part at the end is strange.
Oh, I'm not there.
There's this character called Brigid, and suddenly he just part. Is it part? I thought it's Brigid. I want part. Part is a bit strange. Everything he does is kind of out of left field, and you like read it.
I know.
He's
halfway through, I can already tell that he is one special one.
It's a bit like the strange part is not like what he is, it's just how left field it feels. Like how everything just feels like whoa, like suddenly they just drop a bomb on you and like you're like what the fuck. Like some of the stories that they tell us it.
Anderson stories.
Yeah.
It was like so dark, but then she like didn't care, and you're like, girl, you need help.
Right?
But you don't know how to help her because she's just like, no, this is my story.
Yeah, like no one will understand what that is. But anyway,
if you read it,
you
can come back and we can talk about Eliza.
And you understand. So yeah. Anyway, like the main guy Jeffrey, he got issues too. Man, don't know what's his deal. Like he's like a writer, and apparently he's a really good writer. But then, so everyone expects him to win this storytelling competition cause you know he wrote
this good ass story.
He writes stories, yeah. So, but then what other people don't know is that apparently he's like having some writer's block, I guess.
Oh,
yeah. So. Okay, but anyway, I think the interesting part about this book, which I only found out actually after reading it, is that it's based off the Canterbury Tales, if you've ever read it, which is like a really old collection of books, and it kind of follows the same premise in which there's this guy and his name is like Geoffrey Chauncey or Chancellor or something like that, and Geoffrey Canterbury. Yeah, okay, maybe that's his name. I don't know. I know his first name is Geoffrey, and he goes on like it's during medieval times, so it's like a traveling caravan kind of deal. And then the Canterbury Tales are all about the stories he's heard from the people that he travels with. So this book is kind of like a bit like a modern day version of that in a very literal sense, where the characters in the book kind of parallel the characters in the Canterbury Tales. Like for example, there's this guy in the book called Kai, and he actually represents the knight from the Canterbury Tales. Or there's this guy from the book called Fry, like F-R-Y-E, and he actually represents the friar from the Canterbury Tales. And even Part represents somebody. And it's like you know, the kind of like parallel. So I don't know, that was like a cool nugget of information. This book. Now this is the only book that I actually own. It is not a library book.
And it's Singaporean.
So it's called
rare.
It's called This Is How We Walk on the Moon. And it's not actually a full-length book. It's a collection of short stories.
Which is what Singapore does best.
Yeah. I gotta say, some of the Singapore's not known for its novels, and honestly we're not known for our literary scene.
We try.
And yeah, we try really hard, and I would say like there's a lot of prejudice against like local literature and Singaporean literature, but actually if you bother to find, there are some really good writers, and there are some really, I think we
have some talent.
Yeah, we do poetry and short stories really well actually.
We just don't have the stamina for a whole book.
But recently there's actually been a few. I actually have one book, but I haven't gotten around to reading. Okay, yeah, anyway, this book. So it's local literature, not too bad. I got this book cause like I think it was from like it was some Ethos Books. So Singapore has like a few books brands like Ethos Books, I think paper books.
I don't know Ethos.
No, there's another one. I can't remember what, you know, the one that does like the small poetry book. I think they call it like mathematics or something like that. Only Singapore will name a book company after math. But anyway, so yeah, then so yeah, this book is like a curation of short stories, and it's actually really cool. Like, look how cool this cover is. This is a picture taken in Singapore. Like, what?
Where?
In like apparently like a landfill, like a, you know, like garbage dump.
Beautiful.
And I think the title is really interesting. Like, this is how we got on the mood. It's very,
yeah, you need like good titles.
Yeah, you need good titles. Like seriously, everyone is like, oh, you don't judge a book by a cover, but you do. You judge a book by
cover,
the title and the cover.
Like font.
Yeah. Like that's
like what?
That's really
picture.
Key.
If you use like a human picture, you are dubious.
I'm not gonna lie. Most books with like a real life,
see the face.
When you realize human in the picture, I'm automatically prejudiced again.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna.
Sorry.
I'm not gonna lie, because honestly, right, what sets apart your book from like the hundreds of other books, especially like in the library, like the hundreds of other books, and you're not seeking out any particular book, you're just finding what you find, you know? And because like all the books are like, oh, like this, so this is like very crucial. Very crucial.
You need like a beautiful
really crucial. But yeah, so anyway, this book is a collection of short stories. I think they're all really interesting. This book follows, it's like a sci-fi-ish curation. There's this one story that I really like that's called 面子, and
it's in Chinese.
Yeah, I think the book is by Chinese, the title is in Chinese, which I think is interesting. Like, I like
China root.
It's by Charlotte Han. You should read it actually. It's just a short story. It's really interesting. I think that's all I can say. That it's interesting. Some of the stories are a bit strange in the sense where I don't know what.
Is that your phone? Do you hear that?
Yes, I hear that. Oh, it's mom. Hello?
Hello, hey Nick, are you with Sam?
Yeah.
Sam has it, so don't need to buy it.
Yeah, I don't need to buy for me.
Yeah, but I need.
Who's talking? I cannot see the voice.
Need soap also. That's the more key thing.
Yeah.
We haven't had soap for 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's tough.
It's disgusting.
Wow, mommy, you don't take care of us.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, this book good. Some books are like, okay, some stories in the book are a bit strange, like really strange, and I don't think I got, like, it was too chim for me, and I don't think I understood what they were trying to say, or like what was the whole moral behind their story. But whatever, most of the books were, it's very thought-provoking, but also this book is quite intellectual. It's not like
trash.
It's not like this, you know, like YA kind of, oh, I just feel good, really cute, warms my heart kind of book. It's like a, let me sit down and think about life.
Singapore only does those kinds.
Yeah, Singapore doesn't do a lot.
They either do heavy or they don't do it.
Yes, is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Over.
Wow, this video is gonna be so long. I think we have like at least an hour of footage that I'm gonna have to cut.
No, you not me.
But yeah, so anyway, these are books we've been reading. I was actually reading them during like freaking prelims, like that period. Yeah,
I don't know what you're
but
doing.
I just call it using a break, having a break.
too many.
But I mean, I think it helps English, which I actually don't think.
I mean, my English is decent. I am proud of where I am.
Aren't you like highest in class or something?
Maybe this time round.
Read. Someone smart.
But oh my gosh, maybe down. JK. JK, everybody is smart.
But everyone in my school is like too freaking smart. Okay, anyway, so I think that's it.
It's read.
Yeah, it's read now.
Bye.
Okay. Bye! Such an awkward way, what the heck? Oh my god, the camera just died. I didn't even say like, am I ending yet?
When to ending? Go.
It's just best. Okay, anyway, okay, school, bye.
Like and subscribe. Comment.
About what other books you read?
What other videos do you want?
Anyway, okay, bye.